my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your crumpets together because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meat.
Can't wait. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat.
Darling. And hello, and hello again. I'm trying to get this to where y'all not seeing all of my background shit from the polls and all that and this and the other. Okay. I'm not doing my usual greeting and carrying on because I'm in a state. Okay. It's another I said what I said Sundays, but I got to get a little serious right now to start the show off because many of you have heard me say that, my mother is in the hospital. My mother and my sister was in the hospital at the same time and this, that, and the other. My sister being diabetic and was having complications with her diabetes. My sister has had her left baby toe amputated, and she had to have 2 bones removed from her foot because there was an infection that was caused by her being in the hospital. And apparently the bed was too short or something. And as her foot was pressing up against the bed railing, it caused what they said a forced abscess, which is, in layman's terms, a bed sore. And it became infected. And it did not heal properly. And the infection had got down to her bones. So they had to take 2 bones out of her left foot and amputate her pinky toe. So while they're doing that, my mother went in the hospital the same night. And she wasn't keeping anything on her stomach and things of that nature. And we were very concerned about that. Of course, my mother's 71 years young. And then both of them had tested positive for COVID. My mother is still in the hospital. And today we got a call that was very upsetting. And it took my sisters into a loop, and it was about to take me there too, but I had to stop. And I had to make sure that I was going to go hear this correctly. And I think my sister and I got 2 different pieces of information. But the bottom line is, they said my mom is fine. She's stabilized right now. However, with her battling COVID, she has a COVID-induced pneumonia. Okay. The pneumonia has gotten worse. All right. How they're treating it, they're not treating it. They're treating it with antibiotics and carrying on. It is not responding. Okay. In order for my mother to sleep comfortably, they put her on a BiPAP machine. Now, for those of you who understand CPAPs, a BiPAP, I have one, is that when you're sleeping, you inhale on one pressure, you exhale on another pressure so that you're able to sleep. With the CPAP, it's just one pressure that's a continuous flow. And I was a CPAP failure because, like, if you have a cold or, you're congested or whatever, the CPAP doesn't work because it doesn't allow you to breathe properly. If you take an inhale or something, the force of the flow will cause you to choke and this, that, and the other. It's not good. So they have her on the BiPAP. And they're saying that they may have to put her on a respirator if the treatment and things is not working. And if she's having, if she starts to decline or anything like that. But they're afraid that the respirator won't work because she has lung damage from the COVID virus. It has damaged her lungs in such a way to where they don't believe that the respirator or the ventilator rather will work. So we also found out that she has some kidney damage. And I don't understand the extent of that, but they do have a kidney specialist that's going to be working with her because we got to find out what's what. And of course, that her blood pressure was out of whack. But she's responding to they changed her blood pressure medicine over, and she's responding to the blood pressure treatments. She's not out of the woods with her blood pressure, but it's better than what it was. Okay. So we're good, but we have the prognosis is not necessarily good right now. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Now, of course, hearing this, it came to me wrong. It came to my sister, the way how she heard it. My sister heard it like, okay, listen, right now there's very little we can do, and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. And y'all, we waiting on the doctor to call to say when y'all can come down and visit, because, right now they're not letting anybody visit at the hospitals. So they're talking about they're going to call us to let us know we can come in and visit, and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, yakety. So I'm like, no, hold up. Okay. And I'm like, that's not what I'm hearing, because see, that kind of talk is end of life talk. And we're not accepting that right now. You understand? We're not accepting that because you just told me a couple of days ago that, she's fine. They were worried about her saturation, her oxygen saturation. But every time she would take the oxygen off, they would drop. Okay. And when she got it on, she's 95% with the oxygen on and things. So she's fine. She's sitting up. She's eating. She's talking, and things of that nature. So now we have to see what is going on. I need to find out about. I think it might be too late to administer whatever that little drug is that they're talking about for folks with COVID. I don't know if she's able to take that or not. But we need to find out more about that to see what is going on. So, today, Ben, I said what I said Sunday. I have to prepare myself because I'm gonna have to go home. My sisters are not handling this at all. Okay. And, their children are there to help them. However, somebody's going to have to be there in order to speak, and if they can't handle this, I got to make sure that I'm there so that we can get information. So yeah, okay, we have to do that. So I got to put together a plan of action on how I'm going home. I'm trying to see whenever this doctor call or whatever. I'm hoping I can wait until the weekend that we can get through this, because it doesn't make sense for me to go home now and I can't get up there to the hospital and sit with them and this, that, and the other, because they're not letting us in. So I've got to be able to go in where we're going to be active, and et cetera, et cetera. So what is happening is this: I got to raise some coin to go home, because what I have now is just here to sustain me here. And hell, this is the end of the month, so we got to pay everything off for our next bills coming up. So now I've got to find out how I can get this done, and this, that, and the other. I really don't like the fact of this, that, and the other, but we got to make some things happen. You say Facebook is acting up, really? Am I sticking and pausing and carrying on, and all that jazz? If so, go to the YouTube page, child. Okay. Wait a minute. Let me take this. I'm gonna take a commercial break because it's a hospital. I'll call y'all back in a minute. Okay.
Whether you are a resident or visiting the ATL, if you need to satisfy your soul and your hunger with some good old-fashioned scrumptious victuals, then head on over to Tara Boulevard and feast at the Country Kitchen Cuisine Buffet. The Country Kitchen Cuisine Buffet has a mouth-watering array of delicious delicacies that will tempt your tummy, tantalize your taste buds, and please your palates. All of our items on the buffet are made from scratch, just like Grandma used to make. Try our meatloaf, the succulent fried chicken, the smothered pork chops, the short ribs, the fried and baked fish. Try our oxtails, the turkey wings, and don't forget some of those fantastic sides with the macaroni and cheese, cornbread dressing, greens, cabbage, red beans and rice, potatoes and gravy, and oh my God, don't forget the cornbread and those decadent desserts. Your hunger will not be denied. Come on down to the Country Kitchen Cuisine Buffet, located at 8562 Tara Boulevard in Jonesboro, Georgia. Come on down and tell them that Big Meech and Dishing Tea has sent you. Yeah.
Angelo Ellerby, the Henry Higgins of hip-hop, is the founder, president, and CEO of Double Exposure Media Relations. Double Exposure Media Relations is a full-service public relations, marketing, and artist development firm specializing in publicity, photography, artist promotion and artist development, makeup artistry, event production, and EPK development. Celebrating over 45 years in the industry, Angelo believes that a culture that does not take care of nor respect its artists is a culture that leaves nothing behind to appreciate. Let Angelo help you make dollars and cents of the entertainment industry. Contact Double Exposure Media Relations at 201-224-6570. That's 201-224-6570.
Avea, Liliana, Olivia, Nyla, and Nasia. This is Alo Nana. Hey everyone, it is your girl Aunt Nikki, and I am here to tell you about my Alo Nana Creations collection. So let me tell you what this collection consists of right now. Right now we have all natural body butters, all natural rose water spray, and handcrafted crystals and beads jewelry. That means you can get necklaces, you can get bracelets, you can get waist beads, you can get anklets. You can choose from what we already have, or you can give me a call, hit your girl up, honey, and tell me exactly what it is that you think that you need, and I will create a piece especially for you. Okay, so I want y'all to get into this. Yes, I sit here and bead every last one, honey. I'm having such a good time doing it. If you guys didn't see in the beginning when I called out those names, honey, Avea, Liliana, Olivia, Nala, and Nasia, those are my granddaughters. That is where the name Alo Nana came from. We started with the body butters, then I went into the jewelry, and baby, I just added this rose water, honey, and I am telling you, it is amazing. Look at the ending credits to see where you can purchase you some, where you can order it.
When I'm walking down the street, people are looking at me. What they see is a masterpiece created by the King. I am different by design, and I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I may not look like you and you me, but that's the way it's supposed to be. Dare to be you, dare to be me, and dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting its glory shine through. Dare to be you, dare to be me, and
Hey, you want to be a part of God's plan? Look at this angel. That's right, the shine, the sheen. You can only get that at Royal Extensions. Hit us up at Royal Extensions, www.royalextensionsatlanta.com or IG Royal Extensions 20. If you want to have the same thing as God's plan, you get it right here at Royal Extensions.
All right, and we are back. I just had to take that call because there was folks coming in. I thought it was the hospital, and it was my road dog from New York because they're trying to, do I need to go to Detroit? And we're trying to take care of all of this so that we can rally around my mother and promote her healing and her coming home out this damn hospital. Now that's, okay, coming home on her own recognizance, honey. We're coming home so that she go home to her own bed and get loved on by her grands and her great grands. You understand? So that there is that. So what's going on in the world, children? What's going on in the world? It is I said what I said Sunday and carrying on. Are we still acting up on the Facebook, children? Are we still freezing and pausing and all that kind of jazz? Okay. And things of that nature. Okay, good. All right. Thank you, Todd, for that. Prayers for your family. And thank you. I appreciate that. Ro, what you say? Just found out today my nephew and his mom have COVID. Wow. Now, how you doing that, honey? You out celebrating your birthday. I'm celebrating my birthday early with my family. My birthday is tomorrow. Oh, the 25th. That was my grandmother's birthday. My mother's mom. Her birthday was October 25th. Mm-hmm. She was born in 1918, honey. So she would have been 103 years old, child. Mm-hmm. So, oh my. Okay. So with that being said, honey, let's get off into the show. Like I said, this is I Said What I Said Sundays. And yes. Yes, Sarah Francis, honey. That's right. That's my grandmother, y'all. That's my cousin. It is, today is going to be one of those days, child. We're going to let you come on up in here. We could talk about any and everything that's on your mind. Whatever you want to talk about, honey, we could do it right here and right now. But there's some caveats to this, darling, okay? The first one and the main one is this. If you decide to come out of a bag, child, we're going to come out of a bigger bag. You understand? And what do I mean by coming out of a bag? I don't need you coming up in here and giving me all this damn tomfoolery. You understand? The tomfoolery is a no. Come up here and be decent, have wonderful conversation. Do not come out here want to go into the left wing or the west side of hell some damn way. Yeah. And also, if you come up in here and have an opinion that is going to be challenged, that you know you're going to have a controversial opinion, be willing to hold your peace. You know, it's okay to disagree as long as we're not disagreeable. Okay? And for that reason, honey, you know, be able to come in and have a wonderful conversation. Be able to hold your own, state the facts or whatever, your belief systems. If you're challenged, honey, be willing to stand to your convictions. Okay? And don't need you running or getting upset or you know, got a neck roll somebody because they disagree. That's not what this is. Because life is about understanding how to handle the disagreements and things, right? Right. So just be willing to handle your own, all right, without all of the backlash and the carrying on. Because I'm telling y'all, honey, I'm about to be in my bottle in just a second because after today, I do need a cocktail. And I'm going to start off real nice and slow because I've been drinking this tea all day. I'm trying to, you know, give my system a cute little flush and all that. Mm-hmm. Just standard old tea, you know. This one is it's a little sweet tea. It's store-bought. I got to start getting back into brewing my own tea because this is this is not so bad because I I like sweet tea, but I don't like syrup. And most of y'all like to make damn syrup. Okay. Y'all like to make syrup and carrying on. And no, that ain't that. No. Okay. And then I like to drink a lot of herbal teas, and I have flushes, and I got throat. Y'all know I swear by my throat coat tea, honey. So we have those kind of teas and carrying on. Wait a minute, hold on. Do me a favor. Could you bring I got an inhaler over there somewhere. I find myself wheezing, and I can hear myself having to take deep breaths. Okay. So yeah. So there's that. I'm gonna have to take a hit of my inhaler. I think what it is, I'm calming down, and usually that's how my asthma does me. When I calm down, it everything starts to bother me. Usually when I'm hyped, I don't get all upset. Yeah, the little white box that's up under um it's under the shelf. On the top shelf is a little red and white box. So yeah. In any event, let's get into it, honey. What y'all want to talk about today, huh? Because I have a couple of comments. I mean, a couple of suggestions that we can do that I thought would be very, very interesting. And it's funny because I was talking with a high school friend of mine who I'm hoping come on up in here, because we were discussing the idea of what it means for males to grow up, particularly when you're coming from a single parent household, and when males grow up to realize and see their mothers as women instead of just their mothers. Okay. What is that like when you see the decisions that she makes as a woman versus being your mom? You know, trying to understand a few things about life. What does that mean? You know, on the dating scene, how she maneuvers with her friends and carrying on, how the people that she bring around the children, you know, how she acts as a woman. Right now, when we were kids, only thing we saw mama as mama, you know, and this, that, and the other. But when we were able to look at it through the lens of one adult to another, and then having to understand what being in relationship was, and, you know, matters of the heart, and then trying to understand how to go out and get a hustle because I'm not working or can't work, and this, that, and the other. What does that mean? Particularly when male children see their mothers as women. What does that do to the psyche of the male child? Okay. What does that do to the psyche of the male child? Okay. That's very interesting. Okay, so that's one aspect that we're going to go into, hopefully. Another consideration. Child, that damn Boosie badass and his antics with Lil Nas X. I'm starting to believe that this is a damn publicity stunt. Okay. I'm really starting to believe that this is a damn publicity stunt because he added again with Lil Nas X. Why? Why? Oh, this is getting so tiring. You understand? It's tiring. It's tiring. It is really starting to become old. Okay, just old. Why are we going through all this old bullshit? Okay, why? What, you know, why do we have to go through it? You know, is it all for the ratings? Is it all for conversation? Is it all to keep, you know, is this Muhammad Ali and Howard Cosell all over again? You know, the Thriller in Manila, Howard Cosell taunted the hell out of Muhammad Ali. Okay, but come to find out, they were the best of friends off camera. You know, they had this rivalry thing going on, bot to bot to bot, and then it comes this. So what are we talking about? Okay, so that's an option. And also, what do y'all think about the Netflix people who walked off the job because of the Dave Chappelle, the closer, his latest comedy skit? Okay. What are y'all thoughts about those things? Okay. What are they? What are they? What are they? Let me see what's going on with my co-hosts, because they should have been up in here by now. And I don't know where everybody is and things of that nature. I'm hoping nobody is asleep and all of that, because they should have been up in here with me. But nonetheless, if they can't come, because I know we had some things on the table. We just want to see what's going on, you know. So hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Let me start with this little Boosie thing, honey. Okay. Let me I'm gonna share the screen so y'all can see this, okay? Cause then they bleeped out the tweets and things, right? They bleeped out all the harsh words. Okay, oh, I should say redacted. They redacted the words, okay? So let's see. All right, now let's start up here. Okay, because apparently Little Nas is in on his damn trolling shit. Now y'all know he says all day he trolls.
So I've been working on this song with Lil Boosie, bro. I had this song with Lil Boosie from to come out. Shit, fire ain't even live for it. Goddamn, song with Lil Boosie finna come out. Song with Lil Boosie finna come out.
Okay. So he trolling Lil Boosie, right? Trolling him, right? I got a song with Lil Boosie coming out, right? Now, you know, that's to get all the children up in arms and carrying on. Now, this is obviously a publicity stunt, right? Well, Boosie, badass, he fires back. And instead, he says, "Stop trolling me, faggot, LOL." Okay? You a whole bitch playing with this gangster, shaking my head. You could keep sucking dick and getting fucked in your ass, and peace, and hashtag you hate yourself. I would too if I was you, little LOL Nas. I guess that's a typo. If you hashtag commit suicide, you would do this world a huge favor. Nobody wants you here. Okay. Now that's here off his Twitter page, right? And then he goes further to then put this and play this.
Let's be nice. Let's be nice. We don't have to go there. I mean, you're not wrong, but you didn't have to say it. I mean, good Lord.
Okay. So what are your thoughts, children? Okay. What are your damn thoughts? Now, me personally, like I said, I'm over it. I'm really over it, you know. I've said this on a few occasions. I truly believe that Boosie Badass is traumatized by the whole alphabet children way of life. Okay. Y'all know he was incarcerated and carrying on. I tell y'all this all the time. If y'all go and look at a few interviews that he's done on Vlad, or with Vlad rather, on YouTube, he talks about an encounter, you know, watching two men have sex and carrying on in the prisons and this, that, and the other. And I really and truly believe that he's suffering from PTSD from that. Okay. I just think it blowed his mind, or whatever the case may be. I don't know if he had been accosted or whatever while in jail. I don't know any of that. I'm not privy to that information, but what I am going to say publicly, and I've said this on a few occasions, I really believe that whatever he saw and experienced on his own is enough to have traumatized him. Okay. So now a lot of the vitriol that he has when he goes to talking about the alphabet children, the way that he does, and whatever this damn thing he has with Little Nas X, child, okay, we get it. You know, it's some fucked up shit that's coming out of his mouth, you know, but at the same time, do I respect his opinion? He's a heterosexual man. Okay. We as gay folks have been hearing that kind of talk come from heterosexual people our entire lives. So it's not like it's anything new. We're just now in a space where we have a little piece of power to say that's hate speech. And I think we're running away with it a little too much at times. However, in this particular case, you're advocating suicide and things of that nature, you know. And why would you do that? You know, a straight man's retort to a gay man whenever he think he's trying to hurt somebody is always say, "Oh, nigga, go get fucked in the ass or go suck a dick." Basically go do you. Really? Okay, we've heard all that before. Okay, are you mad because I'm not doing you? Okay, is that what that is? Are we mad because I ain't doing you, sugar? And you want to be in the number? Huh? Is that what we're looking at here? But at the same time, with Boosie, I really believe that he is not the most articulate individual. I've listened to him on a few occasions. I've listened to his Breakfast Club interview. I've listened to him, and I wasn't mad at him on the Breakfast Club interview. Actually, I was actually on his side because I understood exactly what he was trying to say. The thing of it is that you got to go through the corn maze, honey. Okay, in dealing with him, you got to go through that corn maze. In order to decipher what is going on. Okay. So yeah, it's harsh and carrying on. So wow, that there be that. Hold on. My sister Tracy Collins that came up in here. Hey Trace, what's going on, love? Wait a minute, I'm trying to get your comments to show. There we go. Hey, what you know no good. Hey. Okay. Then we got here, happy early birthday, and sorry to hear about your family. Okay, that's for you, Road. Okay. The princess that came up in here, hey, Princess Leia. Okay, what you know no good, people. So, yeah, I think that a lot of this shit is publicity. Okay, I think a lot of this is back and forth. The mean mug and the gay rapper and carrying on, you ain't no real rapper bullshit. I really think that this is all publicity. Now, y'all heard me say this all the time. Lil Nas X and his management team, his creative management team, child, they need to be hired by everybody. Okay, because there's some creative children. His marketing team, I said management, I meant marketing. His marketing team ain't no goddamn joke. No joke. Because they have this man everywhere he needs to be. And they have us doing what we do, talking about him, going to see what the antic is next and carrying on. Have y'all seen the new commercial with Lil Nas X and Elton John? I forget what it was for. Is it for a bank? I think it's for a bank. They're on the little rocket thing. Little kids little rockets and all that. You ready? Okay, yeah. I got Big Red. He ready to come on up in here. He waving me down like he doing airport traffic. What's that? What's the matter?
See what I see on Sundays, right?
It sure is.
All right. Let's talk about black ignorant entrepreneurs.
Oh, well, okay, let's go there.
I ain't trying to be funny, bro, but I have no liquor vendor for my party now. As of 30 seconds ago.
Oh, you're kidding. Okay, hold on. All right. Okay. All right. Wow. Okay, let's see. Well, wait a minute, because you missed the opening to this. You missed the opening, and the whole thing of it is I may have to go home because we got a call.
From
Money said he got about. We got a call from the hospital. Mama is she has COVID pneumonia. It's progressed. And right now she's stabilized and things. Her oxygen levels they're fine. They're normal as long as she's on the oxygen. And um they have to see what's going on. They got to run some more tests. If she gets any worse and if her breathing, if she gets harder breath again, they're saying that they may have to put her on a respirator. But she has damage on her lungs from the COVID virus. And the doctors are saying that if they go that route, the respirator is not going to work.
It's not.
Okay. She also has swelling in her kidneys. I think she has from the virus, and so they have a kidney specialist working with her right now, and her blood pressure was not good, but they just changed the blood pressure medicine. She's responding. It's better than what it was, but she's not out of the woods yet.
What are they doing to release all that fluid out of the lungs?
Not sure just yet, but they're not saying there's fluid on her lungs. It's at her kidneys. There's damage on her lungs from the virus. So we're waiting for a test to come back. I'm gonna have to go home. I just don't know when. I'm trying not to race there because right now they're not letting anybody up to see her. So there's no need for me to go home, and I'm stuck and can't do anything. So I'm gonna put some things in place until I get there. But I may have to go home this weekend. I don't know. So that there is where we are. My sisters called me frantic because the way how they told it to my sister, we got that. Okay, we're gonna call y'all to let y'all know when y'all can come up in here because we don't know what else can be done. Kind of call. That's how my sister heard it. And I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck are you telling me? No, we're not accepting that. We're not accepting that right now. We're not accepting that because y'all. I just talked to y'all. Y'all just told me that she's sitting up. As long as she got the oxygen on, she's fine. But whatever this pneumonia is, this pneumonia trying to take root. And yeah, that there is that. So we'll get all off into this weekend after the show. Unless it's something that you want to talk about, because yeah. So yeah, and for those of y'all who wonder, yes, I just took a shot of tequila rose strawberry. Okay, because I have to settle myself. And the only thing that's coming to me right now is that we walk by faith and not by sight, honey. Okay, we walk. Okay, wait, Money, you ready? He waving. Let me bring Money up in here. Hey, baby.
What's going on, family?
What's happening?
Oh.
Wait a minute. Say that again because you froze up.
Am I freezing?
Yeah.
Is it better now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I was saying, Red, I got a bartender for you who can provide all the liquor and all that stuff for the party. I'll put her in contact with you. And did you see my comment about Nikki?
I got it. Yeah.
Okay.
I
She
got
just
it.
wanted me to come let y'all know. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and for those of y'all who wondering, Nikki going through the same thing. Her father is in the hospital as well. He just went back in the hospital, but last night, I think it was.
Yeah.
And so she's been kind of out of it and things. So yeah, she's kind of like trying to pull it together. And if she come in, she'll probably stay in the comments, y'all. So I'm sure she's probably watching once she gets back. She's probably watching. So that there is that. Wait a minute, Shamana, what you say? You need a drink, girl. This is gonna be enough for now. I'm not trying to get out of my mind or whatever because I don't need that. I just needed to take the edge off. Just a little shot. That's all this was. Just a little shot. Y'all see that? It's been in the freezer forever. So this thing is potent, honey. This thing been in the freezer for damn near a year.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one shot
Okay.
should do you.
That'll do me, honey. That's gonna get me right together. Okay. What you say? Will Smith's baby. You are strong, honey. Don't I know it? Don't I know it? Listen, we come from a long line, honey. Listen, y'all don't understand. We are Smiths, baby. Honey, we are Smiths. And listen, my great grandparents, honey, Frank and Eliza. No, honey, they the blueprint. They are the blueprint of strength. You understand?
Hey, Uncle Meech.
Yeah.
I got my Halloween mask for this year.
Oh Lord.
I just got off the phone with Nikki. I'm about to show you.
Okay. Lord Jesus.
You remember the Purge movie, right?
Yes. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna be bothered with you. I am not going to be bothered with you. You understand?
Hey.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. What you see? What you? Okay. Yes, Grandma and Grandpa Smith. You better understand, honey.
But I really ain't want that. I was coming to tell you that, and then just speak to my family. Just let y'all know I'm here.
Hey man, I need to lock it down tomorrow, bro.
Huh? Lock it down tomorrow?
I need to lock it down.
I got you. I'll send her a message tonight and let her know.
All right.
I said I'll send her a message tonight and let her know.
All
right. Love y'all. Be safe.
All right. Peace, baby. Thanks for coming on up in here. That's all money, honey. That's our car club child. Well, I don't know if he's my son, my nephew, probably all of the above, honey. Okay. But anywho, here, let me take your mind off of it because you could probably come in and weigh in on this particular polls that I put up. And that there is, when a male child understands and recognizes and sees his mother as a woman and instead of his mother, especially if he came from a single parent household, when a male child absolutely understands that his mother is a woman, what did that do to you mentally? When you start to see her antics, how she deal with her relationships with other men, how she deal with relationships with her friends, you know, the decisions that she's made, you know, and all of that. What was that like for you?
Okay, that particular question, it configures an individuality of that's an individual DNA. No one person, nobody can answer that the exact same way.
Exactly.
And to be honest with you, for me, it made me realize a lot of the qualities that you would want in a significant other.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The nurturing. It was the nurturing, the putting family first spirit. To be able to doggone play both sides of the fence. Because not only was my mom, God rest her soul, I miss her so much, but not only was she was able to karate school me, box, you know what I'm saying, boxing classes, spiritual leadership classes, gymnastics, you know, could sit down with me and know how to help me with my homework. And at the same time, she was kept immaculately clean house and can cook anything that anybody grandmama could.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then at the same time, she was wild style in the streets, hitting the clubs with her friends.
Right.
And at the boxing matches, you know what I'm saying, front row at Sugar Ray Leonard. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I really, as a kid, saw my mom come out of the Sugar Ray and Roberto Duran fight.
Wow.
And the camera and the news interviewed her when she walked out the door.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I literally actually saw her on TV because I wasn't old enough to go to the fight. I was sitting there with my grandmother. She was babysitting, and the news was on about the fight. And the first person coming out of the thing was her and my sister's father. They went to the fight together, and camera and then lights hit her and asked her about the fight.
Okay.
So I was able to see all that. You know, here's a woman that's famous for lasagna and German chocolate cake from scratch, but also could shoot a 357 Magnum or a 44 Magnum and ride a dog on dirt bike through the trails.
Now you know what? See, here you go. See, you know when I talk about Esther Lorraine, honey.
Right, but I'm just letting you know what I'm saying. It was amazing the time that God gave me with my mom. I was able to benefit so many qualities that you should look for in a significant other.
Right.
My mother was her, you know, that, okay, you had that first career, your early out of school career. My mom had me at 16.
Okay.
But she was still able to become a pharmacist. She was still able to get bored with that, go back to school and become a cosmetologist and beautician, and was very, 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 very lucrative with it.
Okay.
You know, and she showed me, you know what I'm saying, knowing that she was a young mom like she was. I knew my mother was young because even when I became a teenager, a young man, you know, me and her would go somewhere because she wasn't no tall woman, she wasn't no big woman. You know, my mom could put on whatever the latest clothes is and walk into any high school and blend in.
Right. Okay. Okay.
So I knew what I had in a mother, especially when I had to pop a few niggas in the mouth my age for saying something slick.
Right. Right.
You feel me? And I saw a lot of men fall by extravagant gifts. I saw my mama receive a brand new car out of the showroom floor of Buick. She was loved.
Okay. Okay.
Because I can tell you who bought it. His name was George Banks, Banks Cleaning.
Okay.
And it was like I never known her to date a scrub. Every guy that my mom dated when I was coming up after me, even when my dad was a boss, but always a boss. Always an owner, entrepreneur guy that had back.
Okay.
Never a scrub. And to me, I felt like she knew her worth. So the quality of men that she would doggone attract or even consider dealing with, she kind of made me being, 9 years, she was a single parent. I was only child. My brother came 9 years later.
Right.
So for me to be able to see that also made me, from my mental point, I'm a man child.
Right.
Well, that's making me like, well, okay, if I want a woman that's got her stuff together like that, or even trying to, or even focused on that type of level, then I need to be the type of dude that she only let it speak to her.
Right. Right.
So her movements was also a solidified teaching for me.
Okay.
Because them guys were providers.
Now, I won't necessarily say that mama dated scrubs because there was only two that were able to come to the house. Okay. So I don't know what happened in the streets.
Right.
I just know of Edward and I know of Mike. Okay. But they all had a hustle mentality. You know, if she says she needed, they provide it or whatever, you know. You know, very ingenious, you know, I won't call them, we always say ingenious, you know, in making some shit happen. But when I did not appreciate the other men because, you know, I was always wanting room from my father. As a
Right.
child, I've always wanted, you know, my parents to get back together. I've always wanted that. But then as I started to learn my father in my teenage years, was when I started to learn my father for who he is. Okay. And I started to see the man that he is, and that wasn't going to change. So then I had to accept who he is. But there was that came with levels, because the teenage acceptance was the angry teenager that was like, okay, here you go on this fuck shit, and you don't want to take care of your kids, kind of thing. Okay. When I got older, it changed because then I was able to see life from his eyes and his standpoint. You know, I don't have any biological kids, but I have raised the world. Okay. I have been a parent, a parental figure, a mentor, and all of that to so many different people. Even with my son that just passed, I have been there. So understand. And then my siblings were my kids. You know,
I mean, you told me that before,
you know,
that about the rate, how you had to
yeah.
step up to the plate. So
that was one thing.
I definitely get that.
But it was easy to throw all the blame on Daddy because he wasn't there.
But didn't we speak of this a lot of shows ago? It's easier to blame the person closest to you,
right? Well, yeah, because he wasn't there. But it also, I kept my mother in that state of being my mom. You know, it wasn't until I was able to see her as a woman that I started to understand what this was. You know what I mean? And it wasn't until then when I took off. Okay, this is my mama, and I'm her child, and I'm pissed off because she ain't doing what I thought a mama should do. It was then when I took those blinders off and to see my mother through her eyes as a woman. Okay, a woman who had 4 children by the time she was 30. Okay,
right?
You understand? A broken marriage, a man that didn't want shit out of life, that treated her, you know, was abusive. And now you got to start life over. A woman who was told at the age of 30 that she couldn't work anymore. My mother was labeled disabled at 30 years old. You understand? A 30-year-old woman was told that you cannot work and your husband and you are no longer together. You got 4 kids to raise. Huh? And then on top of it, she's a young woman. Yes, she's still sexually active. She's in the party scene. You know, she's 30. I look at my life 20 years or 21 years ago. In my 30s. In my 30s. And then
I'm gonna tell you what killed my resentment. You know, like you were saying, that resentment space in between the two.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what killed my resentment. It was, you can feel the love and you can see the joy on their faces when they had to interact and co-parent in the same space.
Yeah.
So even as a child, I was able to recognize, like, yo, it's not them individually screwed up. It's them as a team.
As a team.
But together, when it's trying to make something happen, they are they're awesome corporation.
Well, you know, unfortunately, for my parents, it was that in the beginning. Okay, it was that in the beginning because I told you, my mom and daddy were my Superman and my Wonder Woman. Okay, they were my Superman and my Wonder Woman, honey. all day. Okay, all day. And then when my father just became a little too much, it was whatever that was about him being a young man in those streets, and the streets got to calling him, and then being the type of man that he was, trying to emulate his dad of, okay, I'm the man in the house, what I say goes, that kind of thing. Knowing that you done married a strong woman who was just like your mama. My mother had qualities that was very reminiscent of my grandmother. Of both of them, actually, was of course her mother, but the strength that my mother exuded, my dad's mom, oh my Lord. Okay.
And that's what I mean. Back to the question at hand. That was his attraction to her.
Yeah, it was.
He
Because
saw his mama.
I say this all the time, and I heard this. I think Ian Levanzette said this, that when you go out into the world looking for a mate, a girl is going to look for her daddy, and a boy is going to look for his mama in one of three ways: either identical to who she is, direct polar opposite of who she is, or the fantasy of what he wanted her to be. Him, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happens. So oftentimes, which is why when girls don't have their dads in their lives or whatever, when they find somebody just like their daddy, they find him either he done ran out, doing whatever he does, or he's the total opposite of what daddy was supposed to be in, to her. Or she ended up catching on to the fantasy. That fantasy is where it is, because that's when folks get caught up on daddy issues and carrying on.
Yeah, but what about when you find the one? What about when you find the one where the directions are in Chinese, in the small print?
You know what? Okay. But see, here is where it was, because I was hoping that Derek was gonna come up in here. I was talking to my high school friend today. And he and his mother are not speaking at the moment and carrying on. He has some issues because there were some things that's coming up, that he's realizing and finding out that mama done told him, and things that was not necessarily true. And we were talking, and like I said to him, there was one point in my life when my mother was dating Edward that I was against it, of course, because I always wanted that space for my dad to come back and all that. But because she had allowed him to discipline us, and then his method of disciplining, I didn't care for at all, because he was a Marine. So he's on all this military shit that we were doing, and I didn't care for that shit at all, and still don't. Okay, yeah, I have flashbacks every now and again. But what happened was, and I told y'all this story one time before, that back in 1982, I had taken my siblings to the movies. I was supposed to take them to the movies. And at that time, Zapped had just come out with Scott Baio and Willie Ames and carrying on.
Yeah, Scott Baio.
Yeah. That was a hot little movie at the time, honey. It had just come out. And of course, at that time, when they said no one under 17 allowed without an escort, parent, or guardian, they meant it. I was trying to go get tickets, and they wouldn't let me in the show. So now I'm trying to get them to see another movie or whatever, and they didn't want to go. And I was like, well, okay. And maybe because I was the one who wanted to see Zap, and they were trying to, follow me because I'm the big brother. So, okay, I went to go get them something to eat and carrying on. I took them school shopping. I took us school shopping and bought a bunch of stuff, blah, 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 all that. But when I got home, it became an issue because I spent the money and didn't take them to the movies, right? Now, granted, yeah, I did have a lot of stuff for me, but my brother kept saying he didn't want nothing. I said, I don't know about backpacks, and my sisters were like 5 years old, so they're going to kindergarten, so I don't know about the little pencil boxes and blah, 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 blah. I'm thinking I'm doing a good thing. And it became an issue. So now, and at that time, it was always, whenever we get in a whooping for something, if we didn't get a whooping before, this is an ass whooping that's going to make up for the one you should have got when you did this or did this or did this. And Edward was always one who liked to compile an ass whooping. Okay. So we're sitting across the table. I'm sitting here. He's coming from the kitchen. He had just made him a liverwurst sandwich.
Mm.
Now, there was a radio on the table, and I'm sitting there, and he went to go turn the radio on. But then he suckered me because he didn't turn the radio on. He backslapped me. And I fell out the chair. It was then I had made up in my mind, this man will never put his hands on me ever again. And I meant that with every fiber of my existence on this planet. So when I got up off the floor, I must have had that look in my eye. Because he looked at me, he said, "Oh, you want to jump bad?" And he started to take his watch off. Mama was in the room because they took my brother and my sisters and put him in my room. And Mama come out the room because she heard it. And it was then that my confidence in my mother was restored, because I'm watching her handle him, right? Because he's like, "No, fuck this." She said, "No, that's enough." And he said, "Look," he said, "Lorraine, but I thought you wanted," she said, "I said that's enough." And it was then that I knew that my mother really loved us, because, you know, for a minute I was in that space of, took a man over us, not understanding what this woman is. You see, this is a woman thing. I didn't understand those dynamics. You understand? So I was there, but I had said to myself, I had already grabbed the chair, because I said, if this motherfucker hit me, I'm going to hit him with this chair, and I'm running out the door, and I'm never coming back. I didn't tell that to my mama till 10 years ago, maybe 12 years ago, that story, because I had made up in my mind I was not coming back to that house. Okay? But when Mama stepped in, and I saw the woman that took the story I told, that when she took 280-pound man that took him over the table, when I saw that mama stand up and snatch this little 175-pound motherfucker backwards, I said, okay, that's when I knew.
Remember the strength. Okay, women were built different then.
Yeah.
You know, you
Right. Right. Okay.
Back then, you crack one in the head with a rolling pin, and you need the dog gonna be worried because she ain't fall.
Right.
Now they dying.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like I seen this. I know this. Okay, this didn't happen with my dad. My dad wasn't. That's why I know my DNA straight, because he wasn't the dog on domestic violence dude at all. He wasn't none of that.
Okay.
Now as a older teen disciplinary, yeah. But as far as dog, him and my mom, never. Not an argument, no fighting, no cussing, nobody bad mouthing each other, none of that.
Right.
But then I saw one of my siblings' dad, you know what I'm saying? We was in the house with him, and he was one of them dudes that thought that's what he's supposed to do when he get angry, is whoop on his woman.
Okay.
And so I'm only gonna witness this once and let her handle it, stay out of grown folk shit.
Right.
And I see how she dealt with it. It's kind of like, get away from him, go in the bedroom, slam the door, lock him out the room. He on the couch. Okay. I saw that. But then one time I'm sitting on the edge of my bed. And the edge of my bed, the foot of my bed is at the door. And I'm sitting there and I'm listening to the arguing and the slamming and the, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Right. It's building up to physical.
Right.
By the time it gets physical, they're coming there in the living room, dining room, coming past my room, going to the head of the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And I look up and see this man. That's an athlete, no doubt. Works out,
Right.
trained, ex-Army. I see this man. First, I hear her take a hit.
Right.
Then I see her trying to get away. Now they went past my door. I'm sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
And I see this man grabbing her, slamming her, and he fighting her. And then when you see a man of this caliber standing over your mom,
Mm-hmm.
and he's finna strike her, I had already threw these Timberland boots on. I had, or whatever the boots, Carhartts, whatever they was. I threw these boots on, got them on my feet, and I jumped up. And I ran out there, and the first thing I did was came from North Mississippi with my right leg and kicked him.
Okay.
And then when I did, I turned around, and we had in that house, it had the brass solid chimes for the doorbell, the long one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Built to the wall, you know what I'm saying? Or built it to the wall. I turned around and snatched one of them chimes off that little cable that was attached to on that thing. And when he turned around, I was already coming with it. And he caught it on top of the head. Bop! He fell. That's pretty much how it sounded because it was vibrating. It was remember, they were solid, they wasn't hollow.
Yeah, right. The real good ones, yeah.
All right, so he fell, and I remember that look when he grabbed it because it was leaking. And he looked at me and he was like, Vail, and fell down. She jumped up like, oh my God, like what, you know what I'm saying? And I pulled her up and we hit his kitchen. Now he's standing there crawling and holding his head and all that. So when he get himself together, he in psycho mode now. When he jumps up and runs at me in the kitchen,
Uh-huh.
my mother was like, my mother stepped in front of me.
Right.
Because he was coming for me.
Right.
So my mother stepped in front of me, and when I seen him coming full blast, cock back, I pushed my mother into the kitchen table and came up out that butcher block and with that knife and put it to his neck. I keep running if you want to.
Right. Okay.
And he stopped, his hands like this. And I was, and my mother found out that day I knew all of the F-bombs.
Right. Okay.
But at that point right there is when it got too bad. And it was fear. She thought I was going to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
But it took that for her to go to my grandmother's and to send me to my father.
Wow.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So, I'm like you. I knew my mom was off to a lot of stuff. I knew she was, you know what I'm saying? She was that gangster. But I always thought that when she moved in that house with him, it was like, you good over there where you at, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And she probably felt it, so I ended up over there and had my own room and all that. So
Right.
And so I'm like, okay. Trying to play the family role, I guess. Okay, cool. We over there.
Mm-hmm.
But then after being there, you know what I'm saying, you know, they gonna play good because you ain't been there.
Right.
And then finally they can't hold it.
Right. It's gonna bust at the seams. Uh-huh.
Person come out.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm going, wait a minute, she over here, is this what's going on?
Right. Okay, right there. That's where I'm going. Because now when we see the choices that they made, because when Mama was dating Edward Child, it floored me, the bullshit she was taking off of him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It floored me. Because I was like, in my head, I'm like, well, girl, if this was Daddy, you'd have kicked Daddy's ass by now. You know, if this was Daddy, you'd have did something. And that was my child self, you know, comparing apples to oranges and carrying on. In fact, it's not, no, it was comparing apples to fucking Brussels sprouts. Okay. because it was something totally different. And then I'm coming from a child's mentality. But like I said, when I understood what it was to see my mother as a woman,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and see life from her lens, you know, it floored me because I didn't know who this woman was. I did not know who she was when Mama was working up on some dick one day, right? Okay. And I did not know who this woman was. When I tell you she pushed out something unbelievable, I've never seen this side of my mother. Okay. When I tell you my mother pushed out, and of course at this time, I know what it is because when I push out, I know what it is, right? And I said, oh, wait a minute. She's trying to work up on some dick. Wait a minute.
Tables turn. The tables turn.
Baby, wait. My face was ruined. I was ruined. I was plucked.
So think about this, Meech. Hold on. Think about this. Imagine me, a little kid. I'm 8 years old, 7, 8 years old, right?
Yeah.
On the back of a Honda dirt bike, jumping mountains and hills and just holding on tight. And your mama the one riding. She's driving.
Yeah, do you know what?
Imagine coming. I think about this. All the stuff I told you was after this.
Right. I get it. Because now you had the luxury of being on the bike with your mama. Mine was riding, but I wasn't on the bike with her. I rode with Edward. Edward put me on the back. But mama had her own bike at one point.
Man, I stood in the woods with my mama, bro. In the woods.
Yeah.
And put the headphones on me, and she pulled out a Clint Eastwood, and they was targeting this thing they had hanging from the tree.
Yeah.
I got to see that.
You saw it. I didn't witness it because my mother used to go hunting and stuff with her father. So
Yeah.
see, you saw it though. I wasn't privy to it. And then like when she's in the streets, listen, when she's in the streets, honey, I dare. And I told you, my mother taught me how to use a knife because she was quick with the blade.
Bruh, when I say that, and when I got a little older, and things was like, it was just me and my brother at this time.
Right.
And we were living on another side of town. It was a guy at her door had stole from these guys. The guys were outside our house downstairs waiting on him. He was at our door banging on it. This is like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, right when the sun cracking. Banging on the door, begging my mom to let him in because he knew if he went outside. And no doubt, it was like 3 or 4 guys out there, and I'm talking about 15 shoot.
Wow.
They all big niggas with leather trenches on, waiting on him.
Right.
He done stole their stash.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
And I believe, like I said, to this day, I believe they did not come up in the building and come up the stairs to the door because of my dad.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yeah.
When they went down, they probably were like, yo, that's Thirst's baby mama, that's his son living there. And they were like, okay, well, we'll wait in the vacant lot next door right here.
Right.
Right, because they'll shut the city down. So, like, listen to this man beat and cry, woke me up because my bedroom door at the time was right by the front door. So I wake up to somebody screaming, "Kay, please let me in." Boom, boom. I mean, kicking and screaming on the door. And I hear my mother saying, his name was Nate. He said, "Nate, get the fuck away from my door. You know what you did. Don't bring that shit to my house with my kids."
Right.
And he was like, "Please, please, they won't come up here. Please." She was like, "Nate, get the fuck away from my door." Because she was worried. They might get,
right.
You know what I'm saying? They might be like, fuck this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I hear this banging because my bedroom right next to the door, front door. When I say he hitting it, the hint is shaking.
Wow.
So I get up and I go to open my room door. I peek. And she says,
She see me, I'm looking like, I was like, Mama, what's going on? She's like, get back in your room.
Right.
No. So all of a sudden, he keep knocking. Then I hear her say, Nate, if you don't get the fuck away from my door, I'm going to blow your motherfucking stupid ass away. And when she said it, I'm like, so immediately I went, don't laugh at me, but I went to my Mickey Mouse phone, right? Because I had the phone with Mickey Mouse holding the phone.
Right. I remember those phones. Yeah.
I went to my Mickey Mouse.
The stand there because he holding it in his hand. Yeah.
I picked up my Mickey Mouse phone and I hit that doggone number, 8735461. Never forget it my whole life. Boom. Granny, she always about to shoot somebody.
Wow.
And she was like, what? What's going on? I was like, Granny, I don't know. She just said that she's going to shoot him. And she was like, okay, let me get my things. So I hung up.
Uh-huh.
And now I'm in my room pacing. Now my bladder done dropped. It's early in the morning. I just got to bed.
You got to go, right, Lord, that early morning pee.
So I'm like, bruh, he came back up there kicking and beating. So the door's going like this. He's screaming. I heard my mama say, motherfucker. And she started walking. She went to her room.
Uh-huh.
And then she come walking back through the house. And when she was like, and I'm like this, I'm trying to pee, like, Mama, I need to go to the bathroom. She was like, when I went to, so before I could say that, I look out the door this much. And all I see is that stainless motherfucker 357 with the hammer in it, and she cocked it.
Wow.
And I was like, and I closed the door, and I'm standing there. This nigga beat on the door again, and all I heard was boom, boom. And I just pissed all in the motherfucking goddamn floor.
Oh, wow.
And I heard this nigga falling down the front stairs because the stairs go like on a line to the
Yeah.
She shot through the door. This Lucky Charm ass nigga didn't get hit.
Wow.
But he hit that bottom step and they grabbed his ass off.
Grabbed his ass. Oh.
And I ran to my, now I'm taking my stuff off and I look out my window because the vacant lot is on that side.
Right.
And I look out my blinds and they was beating the shit out of him in that vacant lot. I was too young to see all this shit.
Child.
And for me to see that strength in her, or that protection of the nest and shooting that gun, find that weapon, don't care about finding that gun.
Right.
To a nigga beat you up.
Right. Okay. Right. Trying to understand that particular choice. And again, again, trying to understand what that is. My mother has always been intelligent and smart and all of that. She did the impossible. She took down my daddy. Okay, you did the impossible. Okay? So now having to understand her as a woman, that was a hard pill for me to swallow, but that was necessary medicine. Because I had to understand what life was all about. And then now, of course, at this particular stage of the game, she has children, her children has children, So now, like I try to tell my sister Monique, I'm like, listen, you got these issues with your man or whatever, go talk to your mama. That's your resource right there. You want to understand how to go talk to your mama. Mama done been through this, okay? I'm trying to tell her, but my sister got to, well, I don't want mama to be worried about me. Honey, too late. You her daughter. She already doing it. It's too late for that. That ain't gonna change. Okay? Right now, you need some advice. You need to know how to handle it. Because you wasn't there. You didn't see what I saw. Y'all were babies. So now go to the information booth, and get the knowledge, But I also, having to come into understanding that. The question, because remember yesterday we were talking about, oh no, you had left. DJ GK came in, and we were talking about what it is to grow up, and as a child you're not given the tools to fight or to combat hurt, and pain, and because we live in a world to where Your first love is gonna be painful. Your first heartbreak,
Oh,
you know, and this, that, and that. Your first heartbreak, and nobody is there to show you how to really, really deal with it. What they do is tell you, "Oh, baby, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be all right," and nobody gives you the tools of how to build your life back together. What that means to be emotionally attached. Nobody gives the
people
tools.
don't. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. People don't know. They always say that first love and all that, right?
Right.
But there's a preliminary doggone part to that game
Come on. Come on.
because you get your heart cracked from your first puppy love
Come on now.
because you're too young to know what you're doing.
Right.
And the parents are not recognizing y'all as a couple because y'all children.
Because y'all kids.
And one of the parents is going to be more stronger or stagnant than the other, and they're going to snatch the kid away or tell that kid to stay away from you. Or whether they're going to intervene in something, not even realizing they're intervening in something because you ain't saying the word that that's my girlfriend, that's my boyfriend.
Exactly.
And then kids at that age, at the puppy love stage, are evil.
Ooh, okay.
Other kids don't have no heart when they come to destroying what y'all got going on.
Right. Oh,
So
that's good. That's good.
if people pay attention, that's your first time at the gym of love. That's your first bicep push.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? You just did your first bench press of love at puppy love stage. It's the fact that those who have to remember it. A lot of people don't remember it.
Right.
But if you remember it, it'll help you get through the real love.
Okay.
Because the real love is your first heartbreak that everybody talks about.
That I talk about, yeah. That and yeah. Because and a lot of times that first heartbreak, yeah. The first love thing, you're right. I think most of us get over the first love. It's the first heartbreak.
Yeah.
That sends us into the whirlwind and don't know how to recover. I told y'all when me and Michael, it took me 15 years to stop comparing a relationship or stop anticipating that kind of hurt. 15 years. And then when I was able to talk to him finally, to have my neck roll moment, all I got was, I don't remember none of that. But I can't say that I didn't do it because you're telling me that I did. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to need your help with something.
What?
I want to write a book, right? I don't know where to start. But I'm going to give you one episode, right? I'm going to give you not a whole thing, but I'm going to give you one episode to show you how much content I have.
Okay.
You know Vel, you met my daughter.
Yeah. Here you go with content, okay?
Okay, you met my daughter. Her mom, we started at elementary school.
Okay.
How about the first slip up of aborted situations was her and I together.
Oh, wow.
Too young, just maybe in going into high. Yeah, we went first year high school, right? First quarter of high school.
Wow.
Okay. Now aborted. Damage done, situations, rocky road, 2 separate high schools going to, right? Fallout, separate. That's that heartbreak. Heartbreak gets worse. She started talking to a jock at her school.
There we go. Right there.
Started talking to a jock at her school, right? Talk to the jock at your school. I end up giving in to all the popularity to all the females that were chasing me that I was ignoring.
Right.
But always doggone had eyes that way. Then my eyes came back and saw what I got rid of, he did.
Wow. Wow.
That one came to the world.
Okay.
In my return, I raised that one and had my own.
Okay.
Because he was a deadbeat.
Right. Of course. Okay.
You see what I said?
Mm-hmm.
It never stopped.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And to be honest with you today, that's how I know that was my first love. Out of all the stuff I did and went through before,
Right.
still today, that's one of my that's my female best friend.
Wow. Okay.
And
Wow.
the weirdo thing is, August 12th every year we still call each other. That's our anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
We're divorced.
Mm-hmm.
Happily married to one of my brothers.
Right. Right.
A spiritual and a fraternal brother of mine that I love dearly. She's married to.
Okay.
That's DJ D Clay.
Right. Right. Right.
But the greatest thing about it is, even he knows as a man that he has something that nobody else really has in a marriage. Because he really loves her, and
Okay.
he has something that nobody has in a marriage. He has help, because when she's doing too much, he can call me.
Right. Okay. How about that? How about
And I
that?
have that. How many men can call the ex-husband and be like, "Look, man, could you talk to her, because I don't think she's understanding where I'm coming from."
Right. Right.
And I do.
Now that is big. That's big.
But see, that's what I'm talking about. Everybody call themselves grown. That's grown.
Right. That's real big now. That's real big. Listen. And so you remind me of something that Monique said. I was referring to this the other day, and I think she was on the Patti LaBelle show. And she sat down and she said what she had to learn was she had to accept that her eldest child, Shalom, she had to accept that his stepmom was the one who helped raise him. She said, because I was so busy trying to chase this star and get the career off the ground, you know. And so there were moments where I had to leave my baby with his father. And, you know, he's remarried and this, that, and the other. And so I'm sitting up here driving here, not getting paid, or getting paid in food and whatever, because this is the earlier parts of the career. And she's the one that had to take him to the hospital and this, that, and the other, you know, sign the report cards and all that stuff, you know. So she said, what I had to learn how to do was to not get in my feelings because she was replacing me, or I thought she was replacing me. I had to thank her because she was doing what I wasn't able to do. And she had to sit down there and realize that that was causing a strain between her son and her, because, you know, now you're the absentee mom.
Right.
And not understanding the lens, because she's trying to build a career, trying to make life better, this, that, and other. All he wanted was time. You know, I need my mama here. I got the game. I want my mama to, you know, help me get the tie my tie to go to the sock hop, or, you know, whatever the case is, you know. So that then when she said that, she said, no, I couldn't. She said, I couldn't be mad at that sister, because that sister was there and she was sitting up there taking my baby, you know. And how dare I get upset because she was willing to love my baby because she loved his father, you know. And I said, whoo.
Let me tell you something. and it's so funny because this month is their anniversary.
Okay.
And just the other day, we were on the phone, the three of us. And I was like, what are y'all doing off work? It was in the middle of the week. What are y'all doing off work? Like, why are you at home and you at home? What are y'all doing off work? Like that. And they was like, oh, we took the same week off together because it's our anniversary. I said, my bad. I said, you're absolutely correct. And I turned the camera and I said, Daryl, and he looked at me like, I said, congratulations. And again, thank you. I consider this a birthday gift every year.
So, right. Okay. Right.
She was like, no, you didn't. I was like, yes, I did. I said, because if you think about it, when we were no more, he was the only one I allowed to be with you. I used to run everybody else off.
Right.
She thought about it. I literally used to run folks off.
Okay.
So she probably didn't know this, but she had a neighbor in the neighborhood where she lived that day used to call me when somebody was over there. That was my house.
Right. Okay. Okay.
But the same thing what I'm getting at is, in coming up, I couldn't ask for a better person to assist me in raising my daughter.
Okay.
You feel me?
Right.
Because I can remember conversations where it was like, he would tell me like, hey, so you doing this, and this, and he said, you want me to take this one or you got it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He had two strong fathers.
Right. Who not battling for attention. Right. And trying to one up each other. Yeah.
Yeah. So to play that crutch role or try to act like you, like, try to act like, oh, you wasn't there, Daddy. No, I was there. I might not have been there physically, but when that man was talking, he probably already had done talked to me, and he was talking the same thing I would have said.
Right.
Because we all discussed that.
Right.
And I say, everybody wants to doggone try to play victim and forget stuff, but you can't say I wasn't there because I still live in a whole hour and a half, 2 hours away from you, and you want to pretend like you don't remember me popping up at your class when you was acting up in school. Right. You don't remember after you was acting up in school. When you got out of school, you thought shit was sweet. And when you walked in your mama's house, she may have been at work, but I was standing there with that belt, tore that ass up. So right. You're not going to play that game. We're not going to say, and I, you know what I'm saying? We're not going to do that. You're going to stop lying to other relatives and all that. But we're not doing that.
Right. Dig that.
Don't take the weak way out, because ain't nothing weak about your mama or your daddies. Nothing.
Right. Okay. Let me see what the comment. My cousin said, I would hope it would give him more respect for his mother and all she sacrificed. Hopefully she showed him strength and perseverance. Okay. What's up, Tracy? Okay. And Charles. Hey, Charles.
Scott.
Buck done slid up in here for a second. Okay. So, yeah, there was that. I wanted to come into an awareness of how male children, what is that dynamic for us? And I think I want to do this as a series.
You should do it as a series, because I'm gonna tell you something. I ain't trying to be funny, but I'm a definite speaker, advocated ally for the rainbow children. And that question needs to be asked to those on that side of the fence that are truly out, the outed ones. Like, are they a re-imaging of their mother? They were so.
Now see, you touching on something that Haji always says.
But no, I'm saying is because a lot of them, you said, like, okay, when did you recognize that your mother was a woman?
Right.
What if you fell in love with the character of that woman and wanted to be that woman?
Yeah. And listen, now this here, Haji says this all the time. Because Haji is like, he says, listen, he said, as many times as I have worked at the bars as security, he said, I watch gay men come up in here all the time, and y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of single mothers. And I said, explain that, right? Because that drew my curiosity. He said, listen at you. He said, they come up in here, even how they attack men. They come at men, you know, you start barking at them like they're supposed to take on your woes. That like you got 16 kids and you're looking for a man to be the daddy to all your kids. You know, he said, you come up in here. He said, I've seen him come up in here talking to a girl. I'm on my period today. I can't get no dick tonight, honey. You know, he said the conversation and the talk and the attitude, he said, y'all embody that of single mothers who are bitter with men.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? Damn it. I can't necessarily fuck with that. Okay.
He's absolutely correct because you know me. You know, I've been in the circle, you know what I'm saying? You know, as an ally. I've been, you know, and I gotta say, you may have ordained me as an ally during our journey, but I have always had the spirit of that because I was introduced to that world. And I accepted the people for who they were and didn't care about what they had going on. So at an early age, I had respect for that community.
Okay. Okay.
You know, it was never nothing derogatory, and I never had a bashing moment with that. I never had no negativity on that side of the fence. I had to analyze that about myself just recently to see the exposure in my life.
Right.
I always speak of this gentleman to you, you know what I'm saying, Danny, which was my mother's friend. When I say Danny was like the coolest and the funnest dude, it's like Danny coming over. You don't know whether to call him auntie or uncle. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when Danny come over, Danny like, oh, you know, they in there having girl talk, him and my mama. And Danny was like, well, why she getting dressed with a slow ass? I'm taking, y'all want to go to the store? Let's go get some junk. All right, we go to the store. And then he want to race through the doggone underpass viaduct, you know what I'm saying? And you know, to the store and you know, just all that, you know what I'm saying, all that doggone see who the fastest and boom, boom, and just whatever, and buy you whatever you want in the store, and y'all racing back to the house, you know what I'm saying? He out there ripping and running with us because he finna hit the streets with my mom.
Right.
And it was like, we all knew what that was, but nobody had no negative derogatory comments about it.
Right.
He was loved.
Okay.
And then I got exposed again. My junior that's got the situation, right?
Right.
His mother's older brother ain't never been with a woman his whole life.
Right.
And hair laid, super bob, bam, been that way ever since we was kids. Everybody know who he was, lipstick down, everything matched, wasn't nothing crazy.
Right.
Matter of fact, I think I told you about the shimmy shaking birthday party.
Right.
All right. So you would have to understand that even when we went to that entertainment spot, right? Nothing in there could shock me that I haven't been exposed to, except for the dude with the rack. I never saw that in person.
Okay.
But now that I have, how far can you really go? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't move me. You can't. But I can remember situations when I was on my own as an older, you know what I'm saying, as a young man, my own home and all that. And a few people I knew like that. Why is it when you walk up to that circle, right? You may be a friend of one, but the other one or two that's there go to looking crazy like Melvin the Martian just walked up.
Right.
And they you know, they like, you know, they turn their nose and all that. And the person that's doggone your friend had to be like, oh no, he cool. You know what I'm saying? And I'm
a lot of that is because you infiltrated their circle. They don't know who you are. And then the slight shade is that either they want to have you or think that you're impossible to have. And so they get a quick attitude.
I always wonder what that was because I guess I was the impossible burger. But yeah, but
the impossible burger. Wait. The impossible burger.
Right.
The no meat. plant-based.
Right. Right. The true eggplant. Look,
You said, no, 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 no. Okay. But let me put a proviso here because see, because Haji would say that often, and the first time he said it, you know, I was like, okay, I can't fuck with it. But then he kept making that particular reference. And then it was starting to get on my nerves because see, now everything became, oh, this is single mother. I just said, I'm like, wait a minute, honey. And then what it was, he was starting to differentiate between the femme girls, trans girls, and you know, the masculine, the boys. Okay. And then he, you know, his whole assessment as the straight man is, you know, he said, y'all sit up here wonder how come the trade don't want y'all. He said, the trade don't want y'all because shit, y'all nagging just like a bitch. And so he said, hell, I listen to it all the goddamn time. That would turn me the fuck off, shit. You know, and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, okay, well, wait a minute, honey, hold up. Because see, the whole idea of it, you know, what you may consider nag may not be the nag, honey. You know, it may be personality clashes and carrying on what you have. You may have a lot of eccentric people and this, that, and the other. But what you're not going to do is sit up here and go through all these particular changes because you don't understand the culture. Okay. So, yeah.
So let me ask you this. I'm finna hit on a movie, right?
Okay.
I just want your take on it. Okay.
Okay.
Holiday Heart.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Remember Holiday Friend that found the farmer?
Yes, honey. Okay, yeah, Mr. Blue.
Okay. What is your take on Blue in that situation?
Listen, let me tell you something about Miss Blue. Okay. Miss Blue was the epitome of what we know the girls to be. Okay. Listen, it was no shade in it. I would call her selfish because she was about her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Holiday, I love you, but girl, you taking on shit that I didn't sign up for, and I'm not gonna. I love you, but I'm gonna love you from a distance on this. Okay. When she met up with Blue, like she told Holiday, you know, if I can find love in my non-Christian ass, okay, you know it's out there for you too. So, bitch, no, don't act like you can't find it. I just got to my prize before you did, but it's not that you can't get to the end of the rainbow. You know, Blue just happens to be one of those girls. Now, luckily, she was one, you know, just for the movie sake of it, it seems as though she was looking for love and carried on and not necessarily a gold digger. You
Right.
know, somebody who fell in love with her because I really believe that the character, she said, no, farmer like me better like this. You know, so, you know, but apparently she was living her life as a girl. Okay. And carrying on, but farmer wanted her to be, you know, dressed as a boy and carrying on and this, that, and the other. So I just truly believe that in order to keep her coin secured,
Mm-hmm.
you know, she did what she needed to do to secure it. Honey, he got a farm and everything, honey. You know, honey, the car was broke, but I'm going to the store to buy some milk, honey. You take care of that. You know, so now she's a kept woman because he had no qualms about that. She was a kept woman, bitch. Who don't want to be a kept woman? You know, in this particular day and age, to care a child bad. That's what that was for Miss Blue. Okay. She became a kept woman. And what she got out of her dreams and things and what she thought she was supposed to have, that's what it was. Because no, I knew, wait a minute, hold on. I know she was living her life as a woman because if you remember in the beginning of that, she showed up to the funeral in face, but she didn't get clocked. Of course, Holiday did,
Exactly.
but she didn't get clocked. So she was living her life as a woman. Yeah.
Okay, because that's why I was like, you know, nobody speaks on that character when they talk about that movie. They never touch on that character.
because she was a comic relief character. You know, for those who touch her, they're gonna talk about, yo, she was funny, she was the real girl, you know. She kept it real, you know, she didn't take no shit. You know, we always got that one character that's going to hit the note for everybody in the real world who like, okay, she about her business. You know, but if we break it down, she was a trans girl who found a white boy who didn't like her in drag 24/7. So in order to secure her coin and her lifestyle, she decided, okay, I could be a boy. That's no problem.
He like
okay.
little farm boys.
Right. Okay. Because we got the farm or whatever, honey. You make a coin, honey. We can sit down here. I can live rich. You know,
Broke
we
back.
have property. We got land. We have all of this. You know, I get to go to the cotillion. I get to, hello.
Yeah, broke back cornfields.
Did you say broke back what? Swamp Hill?
Cornfield.
Cornfield. Broke back cornfield.
All the cob you can get.
I'm not looking at you. Wait a minute, let me cover my eye. I ain't looking at your ass.
It's all the cob you can get.
I'm not looking at you.
I mean, it's a whole different way when you holler cobs.
No, I'm not looking at you. So be that as it may. But okay, I guess didn't nobody want to come up and talk with us today, honey? Hell, I put it out there and things of that nature, but it's okay. It's really okay because we started off on I didn't even start off with the regular opening because we got real serious. And then let me say this, because while you were talking earlier, something came across my desk and shit.
What?
Another entertainment friend of mine has passed on. I haven't worked with this girl in a long time, and I was just recently asking about her. She went by the name Frida Payne, okay? And she was a gender illusionist. This is not the singer Frida Payne, but back in the day, at least this is what I learned from drag back in Detroit. Back in Detroit, a lot of the girls who were, if you look like a certain celebrity or whatever, or if you did them as a character, then that was the name that you did, you know. And that was the name that you took on. And oftentimes they would, you know, spell it a little differently, so it would be different from the real person. But yeah, her name was Frida Payne. And Frida Payne did a lot of Frida Payne's music. She was a very tall, statuesque woman. Very beautiful. That was a very pretty, real pretty girl. Oh, she was gorgeous. Okay. And she was the one who taught me this line because I get this from her, and I just said it the other day. She said she was going out for a contest, and her opening line to the judges, she said, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and to our distinguished panel of judges. I'm your contestant, whatever the number was. My name is Miss Frida Payne, vying for this title this evening. And all I want to do is tell you this. One is never born a woman, one becomes a woman." And bitch, when she said that, she said she struck a pose, walked to the end of the runway, gave them what she was serving her, and she won that contest that night. I said, bitch, that is sick. She said, no, one is never born a woman, one becomes one.
Yeah.
I said,
you gotta dissect that statement. It makes sense.
Okay. So she was a beautiful spirit. Now she got hooked up and carrying on, you know, she was a partier, honey. Okay. And things of that nature, but she was a beautiful spirit, honey. And I just found out they just posted up that she passed today. And the last I heard from her, she was living in Florida. Lord have mercy. Okay, I'm just so outdone. Just so outdone, honey. But anywho, it's just been one of those days, you know, to where the news has just been kind of somber and trying to take us into places that is a little piece of everything. My goal is is to make sure. I'm hoping that we can get through this weekend. I'm gonna make sure that my sisters are okay. If they need me to come on home, I'm gonna come. But I know after talking to my mother that they felt better. And because when she called me, she was hysterical. So after talking to mama, she's good. But now I just need to see what's happening, because once this doctor called back or whatever, they're telling us what the update is. That's going to determine when I'm going home. So hell, now I got to sit up here and get some money together, because I got to go home. Okay. So be that as it may, I got to go hustle this oil, honey. Sell my oils and things, because I got to rent a car and, be able to get around and things of that nature, because I'm not relying on nobody. Although I got to call my father and see if my father gonna, if he can spot me a little change, so I can sit down there and let him know what's going on. So on that note, people, we're gonna cut this a little early and let you guys have the rest of your Sunday evening, honey. It's been we just had a wonderful conversation. I guess this is just one of those to celebrate moms and to look at what this is from the lens of a mother.
Yeah, because a son and a mom. I'm in this with this. A son and a mom is always gonna be a love-hate relationship. Because if you're growing into some level of masculinity, right, you're going to be confused on the femininity choices that she makes.
Right. Oh, that's good. That's good, Red. That's real good.
And a lot of times it may be in your best interest because of her wisdom.
Right.
But you're not understanding it, because a lot of things are not supposed to make sense to you as a child.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It takes some type of spiritual, emotional, and physical growth before you can doggone fathom exactly what you're looking at and seeing.
Right.
Because I've had times where I fell out with my mother and I physically lunged at her.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a good result, but yeah.
Okay.
But I still remember having the idea, but again, it was like Bambi with the last name Wonder. You know what I'm saying? I had no idea how that was going to turn out. So
okay, see that part, darling.
I got the brake beat off me, but I tell this to men all day: be in love with your mother. Love her as a parent. Love her as a spiritual being and a nurturer.
Right.
But never be in love with your mother on a mental, intimate level, because that ain't your woman.
Say that.
That's your
mother. That.
Don't be jealous and mistake her loving another man for taking nourishment from you.
Right.
Because maternal love and intimate love are two different things.
Okay, that part.
Okay. I'm going to tell y'all right now, she's not taking the titty out your mouth and putting it in another man's mouth. She's taking the titty out your mouth trying to get you to stand up to be a man while she's fixing that man a glass of milk.
Okay.
So a lot of people get it twisted. And I truly believe a woman can't raise a man, but she can direct him.
Exactly.
Because experience is the dopest teacher on the planet.
Okay, and there you have it.
There's no handbook to being a parent. And I commend all single parents, men and women. Do your thing to your best of ability and choose faith. Put God first. You put God in anything. I don't care if it's good or bad.
Okay. Okay, now that part.
You're going to end up where you're supposed to be. And that there is the big red moment.
Oh, and there you have it. Okay. Oh, wow. She said my Facebook got hacked. And so now it's just me. Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah, because I saw that you got Marla Good. Okay. All right. I just accepted that friendship, darling. And things. The big red moment. Okay. I just came on, but I'm hearing Big Red talking real talk. Okay. All right. That sounds like the theme of Baby Boy. Okay. I'll be praying for your family. Thank you, baby. I appreciate that greatly. I appreciate that greatly. But yeah, we it's something, you know, it's really something. And like I said, we walk by faith and not
by
sight. And one of the things that I do know is that whatever happens is going to happen, is ordained to happen. So we you know, but in this particular case, I know my mother's coming home. So that is that. There is that. My daughter gave me that title. What's going on, me? Just all moving and grooving, Miss Darling. It's all moving and grooving on this particular end. But I'm finna go ahead and shut this down for now because I still need to just process down for a minute because this just hit me. And at the time when I was prepared to go home, I had things already positioned. But now, hell, life done showed up, so I don't necessarily have that cushion like I had maybe about a couple months ago. So, okay, don't get me started on that because it's the end of the month, and I'm still waiting. I sound like okay.
I have to.
Huh?
I have to figure out because I have this headache. When you first said it, it's like right here in my eye and back of my neck.
That's a stress headache. That all of that is because it hit, and stress headaches usually go right up over that damn eye because it's get to twitching and shit, and carrying on. So it's like okay, but yeah. So with that being said, darlings, let me thank you all for your love, your kindness, and your support, honey. Please like, subscribe, and follow us on all the platforms. You see my Cash App down there, honey. If you want to be benevolent and want to do that, honey, you can always add to the ministry and go to the Cash App, honey. You can Cash App me. Any donation is fine, whatever is put upon your heart. If it's just a prayer, that works too, honey. Okay. Because it's not obligated that you use the Cash App, honey. It's just that if that's on your heart to do so, that's what it is. Okay. We're always looking for sponsors to come on up in here. We have beautiful sponsorship package, or if you just want to do a one-time sponsorship, that we have packages available for you to support the show in any way that you would like. Okay. But do know this, honey, that if you love us, tell all of your friends, honey. Tell all of your friends to like, subscribe, and share to come on in. If you hate us, honey, you can tell all of your motherfucking enemies, okay, to like, subscribe, and share. But do know this, that everything we're doing over here between all of our companies, Dishing T Entertainment, Atlanta Hot Radio, Let's Talk with Aunt Nikki and Artist First Entertainment, okay, Passionate Riders Car Club, LLC, okay, everything that we're doing, all of our other subsidiaries that are up under our umbrellas, honey, everything that we're doing in any way, shape, style, form, or fashion will move forward. I'm not going to do the little who out because, right, quite frankly, I just don't feel it right now. So what I'm going to do is just
So what you say you're going to do?
I'm like, well, you know what? Hold on, because maybe we all just need a little laugh, honey. We just need a little laugh. So,
please wear your mask. Wear your mask. It is very important for you to put on that mask. This not no joke. And this is not no rundown. Wear your mask. If you vaccinated or not, throw on that mask and stop lying, telling people you vaccinated and you know dang on well you ain't vaccinated. You up here trying to get people sick. Stop lying, saints.
Hear the music.
Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Put on that mask. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Put on that mask. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Put on that mask. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Put on that mask. It is very important. Put on that mask. Put on that mask. Put on that mask. It is very important. And stop lying, telling people you vaccinated, and you know dang on well you ain't vaccinated. You up here trying to get people sick. Trying to get people sick. You up here trying to get people sick. People sick. People sick. You up here trying to get people sick. Trying to get people sick. You up here trying to get people sick. People sick. People sick. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Put on that mask. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Put on that mask. I'm a key baby.
I just think that's just one of the best. That's probably one of the best remixes of these little sayings. Okay,
It'd be on the. It should be a maxi single with that, and Never Should Have Made It remix.
okay. Oh, okay. That's it. All right, now, darling. So goodbye, good night. I would let you stay posted because if I got to go home this weekend, I won't be on the air, okay? Because I'll be trying to take care of that. So y'all just stay tuned, and we'll let you know what's going on, okay? So until that time, honey, I'm not gonna woohoo out because I'm just not feeling it right now. So, scene.